Haha, it's 2-1, I'm back. Bro, I literally just got done watching a video about how Carti created Opium, and then I seen this come up. Opium Baby, the founder of Opium label. And I was so confused. So I thought, let's watch this too.
Fuck it. Let's get into it.
Many of you will remember when Playboy Carti and his friend were arrested in the April of 2020.
Wait, give me a sec. I'm gonna edit this bit out. Don't worry. I'm gonna edit this bit out, Alright, let's go. Oh, look.
After being pulled over for expired tags in his Lamborghini, the officers searched the vehicle.
Whoa. What happened?
Remember when Playboy Carti and his friend were arrested in the April of 2020? After being pulled over for expired tags in his Lamborghini, the officers searched the vehicle and found 3 unspecified guns and 12 bags of illegal substances. But after they got taken,
you ain't concealing that ganja, bit?
Jail, Carti was pretty much let off free and released 24 hours later. And that was thanks to his friend, who took all the gun and the majority of the drug charges. This is Jalen Tucker. From a child Hollywood star to serving a hefty prison sentence, here is how he helped Carti form his Opium label and also pretty much saved Carti's career.
Hey man, I didn't know about none of this shit.
Jalen Tucker, who is also known as JX Creased or Opium Baby, was born on the 19th of July in 1988. Jalen was born in Columbia, South Carolina, but grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, unlike many other people I've made videos on, where they're out trying to make their music or their brand blow up from the streets of Atlanta, Jay actually took a very different route. From 6 years old, Jay would be taking part in training and theatrical practices as a hobby. Basically, he was training to be an actor. And eventually, his mother took him and his brothers and moved to pursue Jay's acting career. His mother made the sacrifice of moving her whole family to Los Angeles in the hope of reaching Jay's dreams. And his mother believed in him, as she said since he was a child, he's always had the natural ability to entertain. And since moving to LA, he's had a pretty successful career. He would feature in a couple of smaller shows and short films until he eventually got to play in one episode of the Disney show Girl Meets World. Now, as he gained a little bit of more
I know about that growing up. You don't know about Girl Meets World, let me know.
Around 2015, 2016, he would be spotted with the likes of Madison Beer, Ian Connor, D Savage, and Playboy Carti. And you're probably wondering, how did he meet these people? Well, Jay would first become friends with someone named John Ross. Many of you may know him these days from his brand called Seventh Heaven, and he was also a very popular streetwear personality, I guess you could.
I have no idea who this guy is. If you don't know who he is, let me know.
Him back around 2015. So John Ross's story is he's basically the son of this very rich label executive, and he's basically just a kid living in LA who's into the streetwear scene at the time. You could kind of compare it to the whole Opium thing going on currently, but back then it was less emo Opium like it is now, and it was more kind of skating streetwear such as Supreme.
Bro, who remembers, what was that, like 2016, the Supreme era was going off. Everybody was trying to get them box logo joints. I remember the Comme des Garçons collab. Holy. From you lot that are born like 2012 onwards, just skip like 30 seconds on into this video because you won't understand. But if you're born before that, then you should know what I'm talking about, bro. The Supreme collab, they had the Swarovski one. Bro, I remember that, bro. They were too hype. And Ari Petri used to run the scene. I used to watch that guy's vlogs all the time. He used to pull up to Soho, see what people were buying. Bro, if you remember them times there, and if you do, what was your favourite Supreme piece from back in the day, man?
Palace and stuff like that. So
yeah,
John Ross,
Palace as well, man. Palace. Man. And who remembers Places and Faces? Bro, that was hard. Some brother in my school, Kyrie's, bro, had a hard Places and Faces bag. I'm a boy, Cavish jacket, bro, so hard.
Clothes, posting his fits on Instagram, and eventually he would be discovered by Ian Connor. And then from then on, obviously he would be hanging around more famous people at the time, a lot of the upcoming rappers and a lot of the ASAP mob people. Now I'm not exactly sure how John Ross and Jay actually became friends. My guess is they were just both teenagers into streetwear and just wanted a friend group to kind of do stuff with. Now, Jalen and John Ross would be spending a lot of time with Ian Connor, learning about streetwear and fashion, as at the time, Ian Connor was working with the likes of Kanye West, Wiz Khalifa, and even at one point starred Kylie Jenner. And they would also be around Carti and a lot of the ASAP mob, where they would be in studio sessions and on music video shoots, learning how the best do it. And during this time, Carti and Jay became super close friends. Jay even had an Instagram post with a picture of him and Carti, captioned "The Brothers Keepers." Now, moving closer to 2018, Carti pretty much stopped hanging out with his friend group. He was no longer friends with Ian Connor, no longer friends with D Savage, and no longer friends with Uno the Activist. I actually couldn't find any real reasons.
Wait, Carti and Uno the Activist go way back. I didn't even know that. When I was just a slave. Uno's hard.
Apparently there was supposed beef, but there was nothing official.
Yes, like, he cool. Like, don't get me wrong, Playboy Carti is cool. He's fire. He makes good music. I'm gonna shit on him.
And out of this whole friend group, I'm pretty sure the only ones that really stuck around with Carti was Jay. Jay's last appearance as an actor would be in 2018. In the film Bad Tutor. As past 2018 is when the Opium label would begin to develop and Jay would play a big part in it. The Opium label would begin to form in 2019 as Carti did an interview with Culture Kings posted on the 15th of January 2020 where he said he has been working on a label.
Yeah. So right now what I'm trying to do is just expand. Getting ready to like put my label together.
Baby, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Ah! Bro, shout out to the Bobs, man. Playboy.
But before we move on to all of that, I want to go over when Carti and Jay got pulled over with guns and drugs. So on the 3rd of April in 2020, Carti was driving his Lamborghini with Jay in the passenger seat. Carti was pulled over for expired tags, and the officer on the scene said that he smelled marijuana coming from the vehicle. So they ended up doing a search where they found
Oh, no. Pit stop. Mum's calling, y'all. Mum, say hi to YouTube.
Hey, YouTube.
I'm filming, I'll call you back.
They say hi back.
How can they say hi back now? Guys, say hi back to my mum in the comments, please. Thank you. She wants you to say hi back.
Hey.
Alright, I'm filming. I'm filming. I'll call you back. Alright, guys, I'm back. Let's go.
full of guns and
Rewind that bit.
the vehicle. So they ended up doing a search where they found a couple of guns and loads of illegal substances.
Oh,
now, if
man.
you guys know, when there is a celebrity kind of moving around with illegal stuff, basically their group is supposed to take all the charges. Which is what happened here. Because after they both got arrested, Carti was literally released 24 hours later. I think he took some of the drug charges, but everything else went on to Jay. Jay was facing up to a maximum of 50 years in prison, but of course he didn't do that. He only got around 6 months and then he was let off free. But obviously this probably put a lot of respect and trust into Jay from Carti's perspective, and it's probably one of the big reasons why he's still friends with him now. Because Carti cut off the majority of the people he used to know when he was still underground. During this time, as Carti was working on his music,
Does anyone know why he was cutting off all the people that he used to know in the underground?
reasons why he's still friends with him now. Because Carti cut off the majority of the people he used to know when he was still underground. During this time, as Carti was working on his music, is when Jay would work as an A&R, finding upcoming rappers, but also as a creative, helping Carti with the rollout of Whole Lotta Red. And as I mentioned before, during this 2015 to 2018 time frame, when Jay was hanging around in LA, hanging around with John Ross, Ian Connor, and a bunch of other famous people at the time, he was learning a lot from going to studio sessions and music video shoots, meaning he had a lot of knowledge in the creative side of the hip-hop scene, which is what made him very useful for the Opium label. Now, before I move on to the release of Whole Lotta Red and how Jay helped with the rollout, I want to first go over how he discovered Destroy Lonely. The story is, he would preview the snippet of Lone's biggest song today, Bane, which got him the attention of Opium fans. Jalen would then DM Lone, saying that he liked his music, and so did...
Wait, so that means... Oh, so in the previous video, if you haven't seen that, they did say that. They said that one guy from one friend of Carti's messaged Lone saying that he fucks with the music, and then he came back and said it was actually Carti that loves your music. So I remember this from the last video, bro. Go and watch it if you haven't seen it, bro. I'll put a link in the top of the description.
Carti. And soon Lone would receive a phone call from Carti himself.
And then they hit
where
the
he
stew
offered
together,
advice.
apparently.
He told Lone to keep his head straight because he has been in his position before. He then said anything to just help a young to keep going the right way and not crashing out and falling going left. After this, Destroy Lonely would attend a couple studio sessions with Carti to pretty much test him if he's the right fit for Opium. And then a couple months later, Lone would officially sign to Opium. More recently, Jay would try to sign Glock 40 Spaz. But this pretty much backfired. Jay would first text Glock 40 Spaz, which Glock 40 Spaz then screenshotted and posted on his story saying, "Does this mean anything?" Pretty much clowning him. Jay would then tweet, "OO Glock 40, basically Opium Glock 40. And then the Opium member Homicide Bino would reply saying, "You say anything." Again, basically clowning him that he's spreading misinformation. So long story short, Jalen tried to sign Glock 40 Spaz to Opium, but I don't think Glock 40 Spaz wanted to be in Opium. In a couple of songs,
First of all, who the hell is Glock 40 Spaz? See, this is why this guy's dumb, because if he would have joined Opium, I would have probably known who his black ass was by now. But this guy wants to be clowning people and shit. Bozo.
Dissed Opium in a song on the album named Von Don't Matter. Glock 40 Spaz would diss Carti saying, "Fuck Playboy Carti." Then further saying that he himself is a real vamp.
Whoa! Bro, is Glock 40 Spaz's birth name Benji or something? Oh, yeah, I was looking for Benji. It better be him. Oh,
Carti is a fake vamp. And then on an Instagram live,
he called him a fake vamp. He is the vamp. What the hell?
He himself is a real vamp, and Carti is a fake vamp. And then
let's be real, motherfucker.
Instagram live, he dissed him as well.
12 can't stop shit, nigga. Fuck Playboy Carti, nigga, you a hoe. Bitch ass, gay ass, hoe ass, vamp ass, nigga.
Who's my man?
I don't really see why Glock 40 Spaz did all of this. I know it's probably just for attention, but he could have easily signed to Opium, got the bag, got some sick-ass lawyers to get him out of prison, but I guess he wanted the attention. So unfortunately for Jalen, he didn't manage to sign Glock 40 Spaz, but he didn't manage to sign Destroy Lonely, so I think that's a success. Now I want to move past Jalen's role as an A&R and move on to his role in the Whole Lotta Red rollout. So if you didn't know, Playboy Carti actually recorded the whole of Whole Lotta Red 2 weeks before it officially dropped. So to put it into perspective, he was trying to release his label and also trying to release a whole album, meaning he wasn't really bothered or had time to even promote the album. Now this is where Jay would take the lead on the rollout of Whole Lotta Red. Basically 2 months before the album dropped, it was Jay's role to pretty much tease the fans and build up as much hype as he could. Because Carti was going through the whole mysterious phase where nobody knew what the fuck he was doing. So then the 2 months leading to the album, every time Jay would post a snippet or a picture, the fans would just go crazy. And I think Jay did a pretty good job. I think a lot of it is on Carti's side though, the whole mysterious thing, because if he wasn't mysterious...
I didn't see any of this shit happening, bro, I'll be real. I didn't see any of this happening. Because do any of you lot follow this Opium Baby guy on the
ground? A snippet or a picture, the fans would just go...
Nah, but they're right though. Carti really was going through his...
It was Jay's role to pretty much...
we didn't know shit about, bro.
Fans and build up as much hype as he could. Because Carti was going through the whole mysterious phase where nobody knew what the fuck he was doing. So then the 2 months leading to the album, every time Jay would post a snippet or a picture, the fans would just go crazy. And I think Jay did a pretty...
Wait, I just deep mysterious phase. Motherfucker's always been mysterious. I'm high, I'm slow.
I think a lot of it is on Carti's side though, the whole mysterious thing, because if he wasn't mysterious, all the pictures and snippets wouldn't get as much hype. But I still think we have to give props to Jay and I love the Opium team for building up the hype for Whole Lotta Red. And also something I want to mention, Jay actually co-wrote Kid Cudi's verse on Metamorphosis, which he actually bragged about on Twitter, and it didn't end very well, because he just ended up getting clowned because the song was terrible. And also, since I've got it on the screen now, I'm going to go over everything else he said in the tweet. So he supposedly has 2 times platinum records for
Bro, someone said you co-wrote some ass.
first 2 beats he's
That
ever
is
made,
so
but I
rare.
actually couldn't find it registered anywhere on the billboards or on the records or anything. So I don't know what that's about. But then, of course, he mentioned the Kid Cudi verse, which, of course, I'm guessing is true because the verse was tragic. And then he also directed the MDMA video, but the video is literally just Ken alone standing in the woods, so I really don't know what that's about. And honestly, guys, I'm gonna end
What's his name? Dom Mikowski, just clowning, bro.
Ken alone standing in the woods, so I really don't know what that's about. And
Bro.
honestly, guys, I'm gonna end it there. I feel like this video has gone for way too long already, like 10 minutes. Basically, past this point, Jay just...
Bro. That was a good bit, man. Hey, make sure you like, comment, share that all your friends. Subscribe, of course. Turn your notifications on so you know when I'm posting, which would be very often, guys. So make sure you subscribe. I'll leave the link to this video down in the description if you want to watch it without me blabbering on like a melon. And yeah, I'll be back soon.